Hello, Lori. I just got your week 4 post or read it, and career change. No, you've really come a long way since last week, since we talked, in fact. And so I want to open up week 2's compositing assignment because in some ways the silhouette in that is more useful than the one in the week 4. And I'll just give you some running critique, and I'm hoping that other people that come to your post will take a look at this. But you have all the ingredients. You've got the vector logo, you've got the color solid, and you have look, that for even an expert, that silhouette would be a challenge. But this will be a long video, I'm going to open up your silhouette and suggest ways that you can refine the edge of it. Lori, this is from last week, and this is what we were looking at. And you know, it's come a long ways. I'm going to suggest ways to maybe keep working on it. I like your selection. It reminds me of Lady Godiva. But at any rate, and it's a completely different take, I think, on a resort. What I'm going to use the brush tool. I hope this is familiar to you. Or you can use the erase tool. Let's use the erase tool. I think that's probably a better metaphor. But know that you can add back into a mask as well as, erase parts of it. After, you're not done yet, I guess is what I'm saying. So what you can't see is once I select the eraser tool, up here, I can probably move this. Let's see if I can move this. Yeah. Up here, you see this range of options here. This is the width of the eraser or the width of the brush, whatever you select. It really doesn't matter. You can select the pencil tool, brush tool, or the eraser tool. And you can vary things like the opacity, which you probably understand now. If you're using like the pen tool, you can indicate the flow. I've got it set for 9 pixels. And because I'm not sure, your resolution of your image isn't super high, but it's not all that low either. So I'm going to go back down to your image. Now, so here's what the 9-pixel eraser tool looks like. I'm just, real easy here. I'm not going to be real fussy with it. I'm going to need a smaller tool. Back up. I think I bit into the horse's muzzle here, up towards the reins. This is a lot easier than using the vector tool, okay? And I'm not sure the jowl there, how that goes. So you get the idea. Let's say I'm going to jump back up here without moving. I'm going to make a smaller size eraser tool so I can get in here and erase. And it's transparent when you uncover the checkerboard pattern. So I'm not going to do a whole lot more. I'm going to show you one other thing, which you probably have experimented with. But in order to get rid of the watermark, now remember, there are ethical issues in doing that. So make sure that you've got your credits or sources lined up. I'm going to use the clone stamp tool. Okay. And what that's good for doing is if I sample this area up here, up on the jowl of the horse, then I can repeat it down here. Now I may not want to do all of that. Let's see. Sample. I'm holding down the Option key, sampling, and then see where the crosshairs is. It's going to repeat everything that I did. That's a little bit too dark. So sample, and so forth. And you can vary the flow and transparency. And to do a good job is a little time consuming. So Lori, let's see. I'll leave that here, but you get ideas on how to refine your mask. Lori, this is week 3's, and it probably varies from what you submitted this week in the discussion, but I wanted to say that, you've got the basic ingredients, and I'll take a look at, so anyway, this is from week 3, I think, and even though your silhouette disappears, if you change the stacking order, and I have the layers, look how nice that is. You know, how nicely it overlaps the color solid that you used, as well as this white. You know, and it's really, it's the basis for a very nice ad. You don't need much, so I would keep it simple like this. And I just wanted to show you that, you know, don't give up hope. You are mastering the techniques. The only thing that this would need, of course, is the logo. So I'm going to open up the Amethyst Bay style guide, and it's a PDF. Know that you can open up PDFs in Illustrator. And I'm just going to take what I need. Now, you probably have done this. I know that you had expressed frustration with type, and I'll get to that in a two. But anyway, so there it is. There's the Amethyst Bay. I've copied it, you know, selected what I need, copied it to the clipboard. You go back to your file, and this I'm just going to paste. You could create a layer for it if you'd like. I suggest that logo, and on that layer I'm going to paste it. So it should show up in a few seconds there. My system is very slow too. I appreciate that you're on. Was it Hughes? I had that for a while. Okay, so anyway, there's the logo, and you asked about, you know, type. It's a little tricky. If you go through the style guide, you'll be reminded that the typeface is Arial. So I went into the cursor tool. So now I'm just arbitrarily going to put some copy down. Okay, so that's just some dummy Latin. Here's an easy trick. If you hold down Command-Shift, and then you go to the right caret, you can scale up or down the type. Now, the typeface itself, you'll need to have the type dialog box open. It's under Window, I think, and down here. So type, let's just go for character. Here's the dialog box for type. You can move it around by, you know, selecting the direct select tool. You may want to put some character returns in here. But, you know, it really doesn't have to be much. The simplicity of something like this is adequate. If you scale something up or down, you know, be careful you don't distort it. And you know, that to me, you know, is the beginnings of a clean, unusual ad. So you've got the ingredients. Don't lose hope. Lori, here's the PDF that you submitted for the final, and I see that you use a typeface here. I have it, so it's, you know, it's showing up. I think it goes well, you know, with your selection of imagery, but I'm thinking that you may want to stick to the Arial, which is in the corporate style guide. It's probably easier to read. If you use this, use it sparingly. Now, I showed you, I think, earlier how to, you know, move type around, and I think if you fix the silhouette and import it in the way that you did in the week 2-3, you'll have the beginnings of a nice page ad, as demonstrated earlier. So, you know, you're doing well. I think you're doing better than you feel like you're doing. But if you need any help, don't hesitate to reach out. Good going.